My brother told our parents she's lost her mind. Mom immediately called the police, saying I was a danger to the family. When the officer showed up, I just smiled and said, "Come on in, officer. I've got something you need to see. I'm Violet Jett." Grinding away in my locked bedroom office in our family home in Palm Springs, where the only quiet I get is behind this door. I'd been tweaking an NFT collection for a $4,000 drop deadline hitting at noon, and every glitchy line of code and glowing pixel had to lock in perfect when the headache spiked. That familiar drill starting behind my eyes. I downed 2 painkillers and powered through. A furious pounding erupted on my door. 10:15 on a Tuesday. "Violet, open this door right now. I need $200 and you to drive me to my interview. Move it." I tapped the app on my phone. The smart lock engaged with a solid click. Through the peephole feed, his face loomed red and twisted. "Your pixel junk is trash. You hiding here playing artist while the rest of us scrape by. Open up before I break it down." From the room next door, Grandma Evelyn's voice pierced the wall. "Don't let him bully you, dear. Hold that line." He rammed his shoulder into the frame, the wood vibrating. "You'll pay for this, Violet. I swear you will subscribe right now and hit the bell." You won't want to miss the instant the officer hits play on the footage. And the entire house freezes in stunned silence. Footsteps storm down the hall, heavy and furious, fading toward the kitchen. I exhaled, fingers trembling over the trackpad. The NFT drop was still breathing, barely. $4,000 hung in the balance, and Eli's tantrum had nearly derailed it all. I pulled up the security app. 2 feeds glowed on my second monitor, one inside my room, one in the hallway. Eli's red face filled the frame, fists pounding the door moments ago. His mouth moved in silent rage, now that the audio was muted. I hit record on both, then exported the clips. Cloud first, encrypted drive. USB second, slid into the hidden port under my desk. Third, I emailed the raw files to a burner account only I knew. 3 copies, no chances. Grandma Evelyn knocked softly before pushing the door open a crack. Her silver hair caught the desk lamp's glow. "He's always been spoiled," she whispered, stepping inside. "Stand your ground." She closed the door behind her, the lock clicking like a quiet promise. My phone buzzed on the bed. "Eli, Mom and Dad will fix you." I stared at the message. The words felt like a slap, but colder. I didn't reply. Instead, I opened the messaging app and dialed Faye. She picked up on the second ring. "Voo, okay." Her voice was low, like she already knew. "He lost it," I said. "Tried to break in. I've got it all on camera." Silence for a beat. "Then he's jealous of your success. Screenshot everything. Every text, every threat. Build the paper trail." I nodded even though she couldn't see. "Already saving?" Another buzz. "Eli again." "Wait till they see how you treat family." I screenshot both messages, time-stamped and crystal clear. The hallway feed showed him now, pacing outside Mom and Dad's room, phone glued to his ear. His lips moved fast. I zoomed in but couldn't read them. Didn't need to. The performance was already in motion. Faye's voice cut through. "Forward me those now." I did. Attachment sent. "Good," she said. "If he escalates, we counter hard. Defamation's a lawsuit waiting to happen." I leaned back, the chair creaking under me. The NFT minting window blinked. 3 hours, 47 minutes left. My headache pulsed behind my eyes, but the adrenaline kept it at bay. Grandma Evelyn sat on the edge of my bed, watching the screens. "Your father used to pull the same stunts when he was Eli's age," she murmured. "Thought tears and noise could bend the world. They can't bend you." I managed a small smile. Not anymore. The hallway feed caught Eli slipping into his room, door slamming. The house felt quiet, but the kind of quiet that hums with tension. I refreshed the drop page. Pre-sales were climbing again, slowly. The community had noticed the delay, but no one had jumped ship yet, Faye texted. "Got the files locked in my drive too. You're covered." I replied with a thumbs-up emoji, then opened the design software. The final piece needed one last tweak. A subtle gradient in the background to make the colors pop under wallet previews. My hands moved on autopilot, muscle memory taking over. Grandma Evelyn stood smoothing her cardigan. "I'll make tea. Chamomile, you need it." She paused at the door and, "Violet, yeah, you're not the villain here. Remember that?" She left. the door locking behind her with the soft beep of the app. I stared at the screen, the cursor blinking. Eli's messages sat open in the corner. Evidence, not wounds. The minting timer ticked down. I saved the final file, uploaded it, and hit schedule. 2 hours, 55 minutes. I opened the cloud drive, double-checked the footage backups. All 3 copies intact. Then I created a new folder, Eli Incident Zo 1. Dragged the screenshots in, labeled them by date and time. Faye called back. Twitter's watching your account like hawks. Any weird activity, tell me instantly. We will. And Vi, the drop's gonna kill it. He can't touch what you built. I believed her. Mostly. The hallway camera showed the lights under Mom and Dad's door flick on. Voices murmured, too low to catch. Eli's shadow passed once, then vanished. I closed the feeds, minimized everything except the minting dashboard. The numbers climbed. Grandma Evelyn returned with a steaming mug. She set it beside me, the scent of chamomile curling up like a hug. Drink, she said, then finish strong. I took a sip. It burned, but in a good way. The clock hit 2:17 a.m. The house slept, or pretended to. I didn't. The door to my room rattled at 11:30, a sharp, insistent knock that sliced through the hush. I'd been asleep maybe 3 hours. The minting dashboard still open in sleep mode. The sound yanked me upright. Violet! Mom's voice cracked outside, thick with tears. Open this door, right now. Dad's heavier fist joined in. We're home. What the hell is going on? I rubbed my eyes, swung my legs off the bed, and padded to the door. The app showed green, unlocked from inside. I pulled it open a foot. Mom, Iris, stood there, mascara streaking down her cheeks. Eli said, "You locked him out in the cold," and screamed at him like a maniac. Dad, Larry, loomed behind her, arms crossed, face flushed from the drive. Open up all the way. You're the older one. Start acting like it. I stepped back, letting the door swing wide. Come in. They filed past me, Mom sniffing, Dad scanning the room like he expected damage. The laptop glowed on my desk, NFT counter frozen at 87% minted. I closed it gently. Sit, I said, gesturing to the chair in bed. They didn't. Mom wiped her nose. He was shaking when we got home. Said you refused to help him, then barricaded yourself. I opened the security app, pulled up the hallway feed from yesterday, and turned the screen toward them. Eli's face filled it, red, pounding, shouting. Audio crystal. Demands for money, insults, threats. Dad's jaw tightened. Mom's hand flew to her mouth. You filmed your parents, she whispered. In our own house? This is betrayal. I shook my head. The camera's in the hall, public space. And it caught Eli, not you. Grandma Evelyn appeared in the doorway, robe cinched tight, eyes sharp despite the hour. I heard everything from my room, she said calmly. Every word. He lied to you both. Mom turned but didn't meet her gaze. Dad stared at the floor. Neither spoke. The silence stretched thick and uncomfortable. I let it. Finally, Dad cleared his throat. This doesn't change that you locked your brother out. He has a key, I said. And a car. He wanted $200 and a ride at 2 a.m. I said no. Mom's lips trembled. Family helps family. Family doesn't bully, Grandma Evelyn cut in. I raised you better than to reward tantrums, Iris. Mom flinched at her name. Dad shifted his weight, still avoiding the screen. The video looped silently. Eli's fist, his mouth, his retreat. I closed the app. I'm not apologizing for protecting my work or my peace. Dad's eyes flicked to the laptop. This art thing, it's consuming you. It's paying my bills, I said, and his until yesterday. Mom reached for me, then stopped. We almost called the police on you. Grandma Evelyn snorted. On what, a locked door? Dad rubbed his neck. Eli's upset. He feels abandoned. He feels entitled. I corrected. The hallway light cast long shadows across the carpet. Mom's crying had slowed to hiccups. Dad looked suddenly older, lines etched deeper. Grandma Evelyn stepped fully into the room. You two? Go to bed. Sleep on it. Accusations at midnight solve nothing. Mom opened her mouth, closed it. Dad nodded once, curt. They shuffled out without another word. The door clicked shut behind them. I locked it again, manually this time. Grandma Evelyn lingered. They'll cool off, or they won't. Either way, you did right. She left. I crawled back into bed, but sleep wouldn't come. The NFT counter ticked to 92% on its own. Morning light filtered through the blinds. That night, my laptop pinged with alerts. Sharp, relentless chirps that dragged me from a shallow doze. The screen lit the room in cold blue. Twitter notifications stacked like bricks. @VioletArtificial mentioned 47 times in 10 minutes. I clicked the first, a tweet from my own account. My sister is a fraud, hoarding family money while I starve. Expose Violet Da NFT scam. Attached a blurry photo of my wallet balance, cropped to look suspicious. My stomach dropped. The post had 2,000 retweets already. Another ping. The NFT marketplace dashboard flashed red. Drop canceled, refunds initiated, $4,000 gone. Buyers bailed, citing artist controversy. The smart contract auto-refunded every mint. I grabbed my phone. The hallway camera showed Eli's door cracked open, light spilling out. His silhouette hunched over a desk, fingers flying on a keyboard. He'd hacked me from the next room. I dialed Faye, she answered, groggy. Versus, it's 3 a.m. He took my Twitter, I whispered. Posted lies. Killed the drop. Silence, then keys clacking on her end. Logging in now. Two-factor bypassed, old recovery email. His old one. I shared it years ago. Idiot, she muttered. I'm resetting passwords. Report the tweets for impersonation and harassment. I opened the report form, fingers shaking. Screenshot the hack evidence. Login from local IP. Timestamp matching his light. Faye's voice steadied me. Account locked. Tweets deleted. I flagged for expedited review. The marketplace email confirmed funds reversed. $4,000 vanished into ether. Grandma Evelyn knocked once and entered, hair in rollers. Saw the lights. What's he done now? I showed her the screen. She read the tweet, lips thinning. He's digging his grave. Faye texted. Support ticket in, restoration pending. Save every log. I exported the breach data, IP log, session IDs, zipped and sent. The community Discord exploded. Loyal holders asked questions. Trolls piled on. I pinned a message. Account compromised. Working on fix. True drop soon. Eli's door slammed. Footsteps retreated downstairs. Faye called back. Twitter's reviewing. Might suspend him if we prove the hack. How forward the IP match? I'll cross-reference with your router logs. I did. The file attached, heavy with proof. Grandma Evelyn poured water from my bedside bottle. Drink, you'll need a clear head for war. I sipped. The burn in my chest wasn't thirst. Marketplace support replied, refund complete, relaunch at your discretion. $4,000, poof, rent, groceries, next month's ads. Faye, backup account ready, my great followers are there. I created it VioletArtificial. Pinned the hack announcement. Followers trickled over. Eli's original tweet still lingered in quotes. I reported each. Grandma Evelyn sat on the bed's edge. He thinks the internet's a toy. It bites back. Faye's final text. Report filed as cybercrime. Cops might knock. I stared at the ceiling. The drop page mocked me. 0 sales. Router logs confirmed login at 2:47 a.m. from 192.168.1.105. Eli's laptop. I saved everything to a new encrypted folder. Hack 01. Community manager DM'd. We believe you. Holding spots for relaunch. Small mercy. Grandma Evelyn stood. Sleep if you can. Tomorrow we rebuild. She left. I closed the laptop, but the pings echoed in my skull. A firm knock echoed through the house at 9:15. 3 measured raps that cut the morning quiet. Mom's voice floated up the stairs. Police! Violet, come down. I saved the relaunch files, closed the laptop, and descended. Officer Harris stood in the foyer, badge glinting under the chandelier, notebook in hand. Tall, mid-40s, calm eyes. Wellness check, he said, tipping his hat slightly. Your parents say you're unstable. Possible self-harm or a threat to others. Dad hovered behind him, arms folded. Mom wrung her hands. I smiled small and steady. Officer, please come to my room. I have something to show you. He nodded, following me upstairs. Mom and Dad trailed like shadows. I led him through the door, gestured to the desk chair. He sat. I opened the security app first. Hallway feed timestamped. Eli's rage. Fists. Words. Then room feed. Me locked in, working. Next, the encrypted folder. Twitter hack logs. IP match. Deleted tweets. Screenshots of the fraud post. Marketplace refund confirmation. Officer Harris scrolled, expression unchanging. This is thorough. Eli's door creaked open down the hall. Barefoot, hair tousled, he shuffled out in boxers and a wrinkled tee. "What's going on?" The officer looked up. "Sir, step back." Eli ignored him, peering in. "She called the cops on me." Officer Harris stood. False report to authorities. Cyber harassment via account compromise. Evidence here points to you. He tapped the screen. Leave her alone. No contact, no posts, no proximity. Eli's face twisted. "She owes me that money. It was for family." Officer Harris's voice hardened. "Out of this room now, or I cuff you for the report alone." Eli froze. Mom gasped. Dad finally spoke. "Son, go back inside." Eli shot me a venomous glare, then retreated. Door slammed. The officer turned to my parents. "Ma'am, sir, this call was unnecessary. Your daughter's stable, productive, and documented everything. I recommend family counseling, not law enforcement." Mom's eyes welled. Dad nodded stiffly. Officer Harris faced me. "File a formal report downtown if you want charges. Harassment, computer fraud. I'll endorse it." "I will," I said. "Thank you." He handed me his card. "Any escalation, call direct." Footsteps receded. Front door shut. Mom lingered in the hallway. "We thought you?" "Thought wrong." I cut in, closing my door. Lock clicked. Grandma Evelyn appeared from her room, sipping coffee. "Told you evidence speaks louder than tears." I exhaled, long and shaky. The officer's words replayed, "Leave her alone." Downstairs, muffled voices. Mom crying, Dad pacing. Eli's music blared through the wall, then cut off abruptly. I reopened the laptop. Marketplace support had approved relaunch. Slot booked for next week. Faye texted, "Heard sirens. You okay?" "Better than okay," I replied. "Cops saw everything. Warned him off." "Hell yes. Sue for damages too." I screenshot the officer's card, added it to the folder. The house settled into uneasy quiet. No more knocks. 2 days later, a certified letter sat on the kitchen table. Envelope thick and official. I'd mailed it yesterday. Cease and desist from my lawyer, plus demand for $4,000. Old loans Eli never repaid, plus drop damages. Return receipt requested. Mom picked it up first, eyes widening at the law firm stamp. Dad peered over her shoulder. They exchanged glances, then called Eli down. He thundered downstairs, snatched the letter, and tore it open. His face drained as he read. "You're suing me?" "Not yet," I said from the doorway. "This is formal notice. Pay or face court?" Dad crumpled his coffee mug in his grip. "We're done funding your chaos, Eli. No more allowance, no car insurance, no roof if you pull this again." Mom nodded, voice trembling but firm. "Out in 30 days. Find a job, a place. We're cutting you off." Eli's mouth opened, closed. "You can't." "We can," Dad said. "And we are." Grandma Evelyn entered, leaning on her cane. "He needed this wake-up call." Eli stormed back upstairs. Boxes thumped overhead all afternoon. My phone rang that evening. "Eli." I let it go to voicemail. He left 3. First angry, then pleading, finally sobbing. "Sis, I'm sorry. I messed up. Don't do this." I blocked the number. Faye texted, "Letter served, signed for, parents enforced eviction. Legend, collect that $4K. The lawyer emailed, "If no payment in 14 days, file small claims." I forwarded it to the evidence folder. Mom knocked, hesitant. "We saw the loans, years of them." "We enabled him," Dad added gruffly. 30 days starts today. Eli's friends arrived next morning, hauling his gaming setup into a pickup. He avoided my eyes. Grandma Evelyn watched from the porch. Consequences taste bitter, but they teach. By day 10, his room emptied. Posters down, closet bare. He tried Mom's phone, blocked. Dad's blocked. A final text from a new number, "I hate you," blocked. The house breathed easier. No slams, no demands. Lawyer update, no response. Proceeding to filing. I transferred the claim docs. $4,000, plus filing fees. Mom baked apology cookies, left them outside my door. I ate one. Dad fixed the hallway camera without asking. Tighter screws. Eli crashed with a buddy. Job hunting, his bio said. Grandma Evelyn raised her tea in a toast. Boundaries enforced. Peace restored. The 30 days ticked down. 6 months later, I packed the last box, taped it shut, and surveyed the empty room. The relaunch drop had exploded, $20,000 in primary sales alone. Royalties still trickling. I signed the condo lease downtown. 1 bedroom, floor-to-ceiling windows, no shared walls. Movers hauled the final load. Grandma Evelyn handed me a thermos of coffee for the road. Proud of you, kid. I hugged her tight. Couldn't have held the line without you. The new place smelled of fresh paint and possibility. I set up the desk facing the city skyline. Minted the next collection in peace. No interruptions, no guilt trips. Faye helped unpack. 20 grand, you're a brand now. Feels surreal, I admitted, hanging the first framed NFT on the wall. Word filtered back about Eli. Valet at a mid-tier hotel, red vest and all, parking luxury cars for tips. He shared a cramped apartment with 2 co-workers. Microwave dinners and shift work. One afternoon, mail forwarded from the old address included a handwritten envelope. Mom and Dad's script. I opened it on the balcony. We were wrong. We see it now. Please come home for dinner. We miss you. I read it twice, then tore it into confetti. Let the wind scatter the pieces over the railing. Phones blocked, addresses changed, permanent. Grandma Evelyn visited weekly, bringing homemade pie. They ask about you, she said once. Let them, I replied. Actions have echoes. The community grew. Collaborations, interviews, a verified checkmark. Revenue hit 6 figures. Eli's social showed forced smiles in uniform. No more gaming setups. I donated the old security system to a women's shelter. Living together doesn't mean living for them. Boundaries start at